jsou šestinásobní mistři světa, olympijští vítězové, majitelé prstenů za vítězství ve Stanley Cupu. Ale vy, faninky a fanoušci, jste nedílnou součástí českého hokeje. Právě vy jste držiteli světového rekordu.
Game, motherfuckers! Češi do toho, jeden!
Ukaž to pánové, jak umíš troubit. Ještě zaber, kámo, zaber. To ještě vypilujeme, ještě do konce mistrovství.
Zdravím Jižní Moravu, Horodín! Horodín! Závěste do pesu.
8. Ondřej Bedánek. Číslo 19. Jakub Flek. A číslo 22. Jáchy Kondelí. Trenérem národního týmu je pan Radim Rulík. Jeho asistenty pánové Marčilický a Tomáš Plekanec. Number 31, Jonas Arntzen. Number 33, Henrik Haukeland. First line, number 4, Johannes Johannesson. Number 72, Stian Solberg. Number 17, Erik Sorsten. Number 36, Matt Andre Zuccarello. Number 41, Patrick Tollesen. Second line, number 2, Isak Hansen. Number 10, Matthias Nordström. Number 18, Thomas Olsen. Number 23, Thomas Werner. Number 43, Max Grunda. Number 41, Cristiano Kosaslu. Number 12, Noah Steen. Number 13, Peter Westerheim. And number 28, Mikael Brunset-Nygård. 4-5, number 7, Sander. And now, please welcome to the Prague Arena, Team Norway. Dámy a pánové, přivítejte v pražské aréně tým Česka!
Team Czechia takes to the ice in front of a raucous crowd here in Prague. It's day 2 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship. And the nightcap is the host team, Czechia, against Norway. The Czechs opened in style last night with a 1-0 shootout win over Finland. And now take on a Norwegian team that lost its opener 5-2 to Switzerland. The captain, Roman Chervenka, was a member of the last Czech team to win the gold medal at the World Championship back in 2010. Thomas Wronski from Slovakia, Sean McFarland from the United States are the referees. Tim Hefner, Ludwig Lundgren are the linesmen. And Tobias Johansson hopes that his team can beat the teams they're supposed to win and then maybe get a result against someone else to get into the quarterfinals. Something they last did back in 2016. And for Czechia, Radim Rulik, a long-time assistant and head coach of their national team programs, the head coach of their World Junior team the last couple of years, won a silver medal in Halifax. And Andre Palat, one of several NHLers on this Czech roster, which has more than considerable support on home ice. So Norway in tough against a team that is motivated and hungry. Interesting mix for the Norwegians of some of the older players in the tournament and 3 of the youngest, 3 teenagers in the Norwegian lineup.
Number 36, Max Zuccarello.
And so we'll get set for the face-off, and starting a goal for Norway is their number 1. 29-year-old Henrik Hochland plays for Dusseldorf in the German DEL. He was the German goalie of the year in 2023. He's playing in the 7th World Championship. And for Czechia, it is 32-year-old Peter Mrazek of the Chicago Blackhawks playing in the World Championship for the 3rd time at a .900 save percentage for Chicago this year. Norway is the home team. They've beaten the Czechs once. That was in 2010, the year the Czechs won the gold medal. They've also drawn them twice. Norway made its World Championship debut in 1937. Its first game ever was against the Czechs. And away we go here in Prague on this Saturday night. Stan Solberg, an 18-year-old defenseman who was very good in the opener against Switzerland, plays out ahead, but it's picked up by Andre Kasha. Krejcik bangs at the center ice. Kasha looks ahead for Cervenka. That skipped away from him. Matt Zuccarello got tangled up there with Solberg. They're both checking to make sure they're all right. And it's brought ahead by David Tomášek. In comes Tomášek, gets a step on Johannes Johannesson. A little backhand shot, Hochland the save. And it's picked free by Johannesson. Out to center ice. Michael Kempney has it broken up by Vikingstad, who scored one of the Norwegian goals yesterday. Andre Palatine on it. Vikingstad plays it back around. Johannesson. Bottled up there by David Kampf, who works it free. Kampf fed that across the line to Kempney. Plays it back in for David Kampf. Quick shoulder check there by Matti Stransky, looking for help to arrive off the bench. And here is Kampf. Spins and shoots. Hochland save. Rebound loose in front. And Bojanova trying to work that free as Hochland was sprawled in the crease. Kampf back with it. Libor Hyatt. He drops it back. Kampf with a hard shot and a glove save made by Hochland.
Fuzzy start for Czechia. David Kampf had several good opportunities against Finland, was not able to cash in. Picks up right where he left off. Pucks to the net, good opportunities, and rebounds in front. Hochland, buckle up, hope he's ready to start. Tobias Johansson has talked about surviving the first 10 minutes in this environment with the energy in the building. And for Czechia, you think the greatest challenge might be to get revved up against a really emotional game against Finland, which they won. But this building,
their schedule is set up interesting, and they set the schedule. So they open against the Finns. Now they play Norway. A day off tomorrow. They're going to play Switzerland. So they kind of sprinkle in their hardest games throughout the schedule. They close against Canada a week from Tuesday. That'll be their last game of the round robin. That'll be a night. Banked back out by Joachim Kondelik. Spot check up along the boards. That's knocked down by Krogdahl. Thomas Kondratek plays it along the boards. That was stolen away by Christian Kassestuhl. Now sent back in front. A quick chance there for running. And that was knocked away. Great look there for Martin Rummel. And Kassestuhl is back with it. Krejcik lifts that back down. Kassestuhl moves it around for Max Krogdahl. Plays for Östersunds in Sweden's Allsvenskan. Their second league. That's gloved down by Gudas. As you mentioned, gets an alternates A in this tournament. And he was right in the thick of things against the Finns.
as he always is.
Now Hochland almost bobbled that puck. Played back in by Kasha. Lucas Sedlak feeds that back to Gudas. His shot was blocked, and now it's brought back in by Noah Steen. Plays it across for Petter Vesterheim, one of the three teenagers in this Norwegian lineup, and their coach Tobias Johansson thought they played very well, especially the 18-year-old Sten Solberg on defense. comes Andre Palat. Covers that towards the goal. It's knocked down by Tomasek. Dominik Kubalik, who became a new father yesterday. His wife had a baby girl yesterday morning. He played in the game last night. That's moved out by Solberg. He played in the last World Junior for Norway.
I'm guessing Kubalik gets the optional tomorrow. Back-to-back games, a new baby.
Zuccarello on it. Now back at the point. Kimley trying to hold it. That's knocked away. Peter Thorson moving up, and way out comes Mrazek, and he floats that into the Norwegian bench.
Oh, when they caught the trainer. Oops, that's too bad.
And no one would have expected that puck to come flying in like that.
Mrazek had to get out there and make a decision quickly. If you're going to go, you have to commit right away, and he sails this one, not over the glass, so not a penalty, but into the bench, and didn't catch the trainer there at the door. Here's the good chance earlier. Chris Martinson had a impactful first game as well, the big man for Norway, and he's probably the most physically capable to deal with the brand of defense Czechia plays. O'Neill had a good look.
Also underway at this hour in Ostrava, the United States taking on Germany. U.S. lost its opener last night to Sweden.
It becomes a pretty important game for the Americans.
Early on, yeah. Played back down to the Norwegian zone. Here's Olsen with it. That's picked off at the line by Baranek. Baranek works it back in front. Just missed Camp for that. That looked close to offside at the line.
That was offside. See if they are able to clear the zone. They got a whistle.
Olsen has that taken away.
I think you run the risk, though, if you take a penalty, and it would have been offside. That would have been a penalty you would not have maybe have occurred.
There's Baranek back with it. Pivots back in the corner. Andre Baranek feeds that back to Gudas with a shot. That's blocked by Thomas Berg-Paulsen. A sharp angle. Scoop back up. Baranek was thinking about it. Goes back to Gudas. Pajcik has a look and shoots. That ramps high. Picked up now by Fleck. Jakob Fleck. The Krejcik, the defenseman, goes rink wide for Cervetic. It bounces back to Fleck. He keeps it alive again. Now picked out by Kondelik. Here's Cervenka with it. Back to Gudas for Cervenka. And now Gudas unloads, and the puck goes over the glass and out.
Pretty good block by Berg-Paulsen, as he had a entire group of Norwegian defenders out there with him, and Czechia had gotten their first line out there. Not the ultimate first liner from Czechia. No. Jaromir Jagr, who was in attendance on opening night, back again. Played this year in Kladno, the team he owns, with the assistant coach for Czechia, Thomas Plekanec. And he is treated like the rock star he is. Any shot on the screen, any appearance by him draws a roar.
When the tournament was here in 2015, Jagr played his last game for the Czech national team, and the ovation for him was thunderous. Cervenka feeds that across to Kasha. Andre Kasha lies with his teammate Kempney, plays it back in for Cervenka. Sedlak for Kondratek. Now Cervenka pulls his way in front, shoots, goal! The captain, Roman Cervenka, gives the Czechs the lead.
It's really the culmination of 6 aggressive forechecking minutes. And Cervenka gets Kazastool on his heels and wheels and fires far side, but it's all angles for Cervenka. He's got to get Kazastool diving to the middle so that he can spin, have time to go far side, and Hopeland leaves the top of the net wide open.
And Cervenka now trails him by 3 points for the all-time Czech lead.
Likely going to get him this tournament as the captain strikes early.
Led the tournament in points, was the top forward back in 2022. More of a setup guy historically for the Czechs. But a goal there to give the home team the lead. 13:32 to go in the opening period, and the Czechs have the early advantage. Back here in Prague on this Saturday night, the Czechs have an early 1-0 lead on Norway.
And Norway was going to try to survive the first 10 minutes. They haven't been able to do that as Czechia has opened the scoring and the crowd is fully involved.
Oh, hard shot there by Solberg, scores! John Solberg silences the crowd with a rocket from the point and ties the game at 1.
That's how you do it. That's the response they needed. As the youngster, we talked about how well he played in game 1 against Switzerland, gets his first on a heavy wrister right through Peter Mrazek. Nice play through the middle. Zuccarello, Thoresen, and Kubelik's out there, drops to block the shot, but Solberg goes double 5-hole. First on Kubelik, then on Mrazek. So he never picks it up. He's just laid on it the whole time. And Solberg, who was just 18 years old.
Playing the World Junior in Gothenburg, Sweden. And his coach, Tobias Johansson, was very impressed with his poise last night in his first World Championship game.
Very comfortable in the environment, not fazed by the speed or physicality at all.
Norway relegated from the World Junior Championship, making his first appearance in the last 10 years in Gothenburg.
If you're an amateur scout watching this, he's got to be one of the best 200 players in the world at his age. Got to be.
Well, tough enough for an 18-year-old to do well at the World Junior. To do it here.
We just saw Finland play an entire game with no goals with world-class men.
Right.
Let alone a junior age player. So Cervenka opens the scoring. Really nice play. Edges, finish, and the place is off and running.
Until.
And before you know it, it's zipped home by Solberg. And it's all square once again. Just their second shot to get Norway on the board.
Solberg's a late 2005 born, so eligible for the upcoming draft. A tough break for Norway prior to the tournament. Emil Lilleberg, who had a great year for Tampa this year, is in Syracuse of the American League after Tampa got knocked out in the first round. And they won last night to advance to the next round, so he's still there. Lilleberg played 25+ most nights last year at the World Championship for Norway.
One of the reasons why Tampa liked him so much.
And he led the Lightning in ice time in their last game of the playoffs.
Well, not to suggest Norway was hoping that Lilleberg would have lost down in the AHL playoffs, but they were hoping that he lost.
Goal correction. First goal for Team Czechia was scored by number 10, Roman Červenka, assisted by number 84, Tomáš Kudra, and number 7.
Here's Kasha with it. Rink wide he goes to Cervenka. Cervenka lays it ahead for Sedlak. He fans on that shot. Cervenka plays it back around. Rutha jumps up. Here is Cervenka, centers it. And a jam play at the side of the goal. Kasha couldn't quite get there. Kasha was also pretty active for the Czechs against the Finns last night. Back in the Czech League this year for Litvinov, had a good year there. Scored 23 goals in 48 games. And Andre Kasha.
There's 2/3 of the #1 line in Cervenka and Kasha, and the other one Sedlak for Czechia. Sedlak had a very strong World Championship last year as well. Big man that can play in the middle, skate really well. Had a good year in Pardubice this past season.
Back at the point, Kostastul plays it for Krogdahl. What a big goal that was for the Norwegians.
You could just feel the whole thing settle down.
They only scored 9 goals the entire tournament last year. They got 3 in the first 4 periods here so far this year.
Well, having that guy, Matt Zuccarello, around will go a long way in helping facilitate. He is the ultimate table setter, whether it's in the NHL or here with Norway. He picked up an assist on that opening goal. And he just has a great sense, time and space, tremendous vision. Puts the puck right where his line mates needed to.
That puck rolls wide. And picked up by Matthias Norstabo. Moves it up ahead for Peter Vesterheim. The 19-year-old plays for Mora in Sweden.
He's in.
Lead pass. In comes Dominic Kubalik. A backhand shot at the side of the goal. Kubalik throws it back in front. That just missed. And Gudas back with it. Around for Kempny. Shots are 7-2 Czechia. Camp drops that back for Kempny. Skipping puck is handled by Hochland, with Vojanilik lurking dangerously.
You got to watch Kubalik. He's a fast skater, likes to leak out when available, and he takes a stretch pass, forced to his backhand as Norstabo was on the back check, but almost able to find the short side, and then Hochland got clipped by Norstabo, knocked him right out of his crease. A rebound happened to be available. Kubalik coming off a miserable year with Ottawa. Really
just wouldn't go for him.
Didn't fit.
Scored 30 as a rookie for the Chicago Blackhawks. Here's Camp with it. Camp drops it back. That's cued wide by Stransky.
Could be looking for a new home in the NHL next year, Dominic Kubalik.
He seemed a bit miscast in Ottawa because his game is primarily that one-time shot, right? His
game was what Josh Norris does, left shooter on the one-time spot, which Norris got the reps when he was healthy. He's not a checker.
Lead pass to Jakob Flack.
Look out. Slowed down just enough.
Krogdahl stepped into him.
Had him lined up.
Kostastul lifts it back down to the Czech zone. Hayek plays it back around. That's picked off by Martinson. Martinson wrestling there with Hayek, literally. And now Fleck back with it the other way. Fleck, that time he got lined up by Krogdahl. Kondolik plays that back to Fleck with a shot. Rebound loose in front. Kondolik with a chance. Second chance, that rolls wide. Here's Baranek on it. Hayek.
His chin straps are done as well.
Yeah, we saw that in the earlier game. You're not supposed to play like that. They could actually call a minor penalty for it.
Slash coming up.
Yeah, and so we'll get a power play here with 8:27 to go. And the Czechs will go to the man advantage.
Noxino brings you the official make and look and give you a taste. Try this also with our virtual mirror. What a great smile, the lipstick or your cherry face. Choose your colors as you like. It's time for Latina. Dobrý večer. Halo. Dobrý večer. Hej, Latina. Čas, abychom vás opět zase dostali trošičku do varu a kdo z cílové trička, která nám zbyla? Kdo chce tričko?
8:27 to go here in the opening period. A slashing penalty goes to Norway's Max Krogdahl, and so Czechia goes to the power play. 0 for 1 last night against Finland.
No need to check their 0 for whatever, as it was a 0-0 shootout.
Spacek to Kasha. Back to Spacek. Kasha walks in, shoots. Hochland save, rebound. And Sedlak couldn't cash. Somehow Hochland kept that out.
That's organized penalty killing, but good power play work. If Solberg's supposed to take the far side of the net away, he does. The key is for Johannesson to get back to the front in time to disrupt Sedlak. You can't be stretched out so far to leave the guy alone. Sedlak able to grab the rebound, but just in time, Johannesson gets back and makes it difficult for Sedlak to grab the rebound and put it past Hochland.
Face-off won by Alstrom Solston, allows the Norwegians to clear it down.
Face-off, get-off action. See that very often internationally.
No. David Spacek, the son of Jaroslav Spacek, the longtime NHLer. He was born in Columbus when his dad played there. And now a steal by Trenton, short-handed, feeds it back in front. They score! A short-handed goal for Noah Steen, and Norway has shocked the Czechs, taking the lead. Steen's first goal for the Norwegian national team. He played in the World Championship last year for the first time.
Spacek puts Kasha in a really tight spot. The spacing was all wrong. That drop pass has got to be 40 feet, not 10. Because Kasha was going slow, standing easy to be poked off of, and a nice pass from Tretinas. Right here, pokes it loose, now he's in. And a nice little sauce, get it over to Steen, is able to open up Mrazek, slide it through the 5-hole.
The 19-year-old plays in Sweden's Allsvenskan, their second league. He had more goals in that league than any under-20 player. He's just 19. He's got unpicked in the last 2 NHL drafts. Tomaszek, with still a minute to go in this Czech power play. And Norway with the rarest of all things, the lead. Kondratek feeds it back across to Tomaszek. Tomaszek centers it for Palat. That's knocked back down the ice by Alstrom Solston. And suddenly this boisterous crowd is a little muted. Kondratek winds his way in. Vojanilik leaves it there for Palat back at the point. Palat back to Vojanilik. Tomaszek takes a return pass, throws it back in front for Kubalik. Kondratek to Kubalik, has time, feeds across, Tomaszek shoots, Hochland save. Tomaszek tries to play that rink wide, it's sent back down the ice by Thomas Olsson. Krogdahl steps back on, so the Norwegians get the go-ahead goal shorthanded on the Czech power play. And the puck is underneath Kondolik.
Kondolik, that's the whistle. You'd think that faceoff would then go outside.
Right.
That was a really good save by Hochland on Tomaszek right here. Seam pass, he gets a lot of it. Hochland's got a long way to go. Oh, and he tracks it. Blocker ricochets into his catcher.
Wow.
And out, but the movement to stay square, impressive by Hochland. Tomaszek had a big year in Sweden as well, playing for Färjestad.
That's your old team, isn't it?
One of my old squads over here, played here in the 04 lockout. 25 goals.
That's a big number. I mean, again, they play about 50 games in the regular season, so.
Yep.
And it's a pretty defensive league. Paycheck. Forced there by Patrick Thoresen. 40-year-old, he and Andres Ambuel, the two oldest players in the tournament. Ambuel for Switzerland. Solston works in, he shoots, it goes off a leg and wide. And Krogdal is shut, and just a piece of that to knock it up and out of play. Just 4 shots on goal for Norway, but they've scored on 2 of them for a 2-1 lead.
Dnešek je sváteční den nejen z toho důvodu, že český národní výběr hraje na mistrovství světa IIHF hokej, ale též proběhl dnes pod záštitou českého hokeje a organizačního výboru mistrovství světa IIHF hokej den legend českého hokeje. Vy se teď můžete podívat na to, co všechno legendy zažili a jak si připomínají ty nejkrásnější a největší okamžiky českého hokeje. To jsou oni, ikony, mistři světa, olympijští vítězové, majitelé prstenů za vítězství ve Stanley Cupu. A nyní mi dovolte přivítat na hledišti členy síně slávy a legendy českého hokeje. Pánové, děkujeme vám mnohokrát za to, co jste pro naší zemi vykonali. Děkujeme za to, že jste hrdě reprezentovali. Děkujeme za to, že jste tady i dnes. To jsou oni, dámy a pánové.
Well, we saw a surprising score earlier in the day when Great Britain had a 1-0 lead on Canada. We saw Poland lead Latvia 3 separate times in that game before falling. Those teams both wound up losing. Although Poland did go down in OT, so they got a point.
Sort of the nature of sports is the longer teams play nationally, the closer the gap will get from the bottom to the top.
Mrazek way out to play it again. He dinged a trainer on the Norwegian bench the last time he played the puck.
Still not back on the bench. I hope he's all right.
Played back to center ice, and here's Brandtzek Nygaard, the other 18-year-old who scored in the game yesterday against Switzerland. He falls, Cervenka with it, and Cervenka opened the scoring, swings it back in. Brandtzek Nygaard looked nervous at times for Norway. Guy Harold is a potential first-round draft pick.
Almost easier to feel nervous as an offensive player because you're feeling like you got to make plays, got to make something happen. Whereas a defenseman, nothing happens. You're sort of doing your job.
Yeah.
And Solberg a little more inclined to feel comfortable.
Ronald brings it in now. Looks back down to Ostrom Solston, and Kubalik lifts it back out. Tomaszek goes ahead for Cervenka. That pass is broken up. Again, Norway has the last change. Looks like they want that 4th line to check against the Cervenka line. Stransky goes rink wide with that, picked up by Johannesson, and sends it back down to the Czech zone. They have not given Norway credit for that last shot that Mrazek knocked away, so it's still 3 shots for Norway and 2 goals.
Some of that one clipped off his mask and went in the stand, so maybe they'll adjust it. But either way, it's not been. Look out.
Now another steal. Bert Paulson puts that in the back of the net. And Mrazek quickly froze that, but a near miss again for Norway.
Challenge here. Here's a shorthanded goal. Cautious. Well, one, Spacek's moving too slow. Cautious too close. And the timing and the spacing was all just muddied up. That's a good move in tight.
Mrazek kind of had it.
He thought he was going through his leg, so he slings his left leg back to seal underneath because he knew his 5-hole was open, but actually the puck was under his left knee. Had it, gave it back. To a big moment for Noah Steen.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Zuccarello drops it back. Solberg, who scored the equalizer for Norway, picks that up and walks right in. Solberg plays it across. They score! Solsten slams it home. It's 3-1 Norway. And what a play by Stian Solberg. Wow.
Erik Solsten, the #1 center for Norway, is the recipient. A bit of a dangerous play here between Zuccarello and Solsten, but Solsten wins the battle, walks to a point where everyone has to respect the shot. Everyone, including Mrazek, commits to the shot right here. And then a no-looker puts it right on Solsten's tape. He does a good job getting it up right in the top part of the net for the third goal on what is now 4 registered shots on Peter Mrazek and the hometown stunned Czechia.
And now Zuccarello winds his way in on Kondratek. Played back in front. Solsten again feeds it across and just missed Thoresen with that pass. Here's Zuccarello again. Feeds that back. Zuccarello. For Krogdahl, he shoots. That goes off the foot of Sedlak, and now the Czech crowd getting on the home team a little bit. Oh, and a big hit there by Krogdahl for Czechia as he buried Kasha. Now played back, Červenka scores! And the Czechs are right back into Sedlak, finds Červenka for his second.
Just a huge goal for Czechia to get it right back. Kazastul has it poked off his stick, and just like that, Kazastul, not sure where to move it, tries to go to Krogdahl. Sedlak steps in front, and when everyone's on their routes because you think you are breaking out, nobody is thinking about being in the right spot defensively. And Hochland down to that RVH, can't get across on a good one-timer by Červenka, who now has 2 in the first period for Czechia.
They need that. And now the Czechs ice it with 2:37 to go here in a very eventful first period.
After last night's 0-0, no offense game with Finland, now 5 goals, and you and I joke about this all the time. When you're sort of the underdog, getting to intermissions in good spots.
Right.
Had Norway been able to get to the intermission at 3-1, the positivity on one side and the negativity in Czechia's room is way different than now at 3-2.
By the way, Brady Tkachuk and Michael Kesseling have scored for the U.S. a 2-0 lead on Germany in the first period.
Captain Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah.
The way they changed around some of the lines there, trying to find the balance in Team USA tonight.
Vesterheim plays it back in, goes after his own shoot in. Steen trying to dig it out. This is the 3 kids together. And that shot gloved by Mrazek. That's Vesterheim, the 19-year-old, with Steen, a 19-year-old, and the 18-year-old Brancek Nygaard all out there together.
Mix in Solberg on the blue line. They have 4 teenagers on the ice.
Wow.
Why not? It's working. Solberg's got a couple points in this first period. Oh my goodness. That was a great pass and maybe even a better finish. But the quick response, the guys you're counting on, Sedlak to Červenka, pulls Czechia back within 1 and washed away some of the sting of not a great period. Keep pucks out of their own net. Mrazek hasn't been great, but a one-timer with no chance, a breakaway, shorthanded.
Inside 2 to go here in the first. Johannesson up for Olsen, the lead pass. Finds Berg Paulson, and Gudas stepped hard into him. Gojinlik for Gudas, who goes around the other way. To Krejcik. Now Gudis up to center ice. It's chipped ahead by Vojinelic. Stool. Run from Martinson. Chips that to center ice. Spacek. Quickly up for Fleck. And back goes Ostrom-Solston. Big fray by Kondalik. And Ostrom-Solston goes up ahead for Martins and chips that ahead. And Kempny dumped Ronald at center ice. That's going to be an interference penalty against the Czechs. So Norway gets the power play here with 58 seconds to go in the first period. That's pretty much the definition in the rule book of interference.
As a chip and a little bit late. He had the puck on his stick. That'd be a nice hip check, but
they step back into him.
Not.
Once you move,
yeah, they're no longer continuing the normal path they had been on. And so Norway, part of getting their offense going is getting better on the power play. Zuccarello being here helps that.
They were 2 for 25 last year. It really hurt them. Last night, 1 for 3. Brandstad Nygaard scored the power play goal in the third period.
5 goals through 4 periods. It's been an offensive bonanza for Norway to start the tournament.
Here is Zuccarello with it. Out there with a couple of teenagers on the power play, along with the 40-year-old Thoresen. There's like 3 generations of Norwegian hockey on the ice at once. And here is Solberg. Lead pass to Thoresen, keeps it onside. Zuccarello digging for it. And Palat to the line, but not out. Held by Stian Solberg. Feeds it across for Brandstad Nygaard. Back to Solberg. Or Zuccarello walks in and shoots, and Mrazek makes the stop with Martinson providing the screen. Now Gudis grabs Martinson. And I think they're both going to go here.
They're pointing, I would hope to both, because Gudis came in with the initial heavy shove headlock.
That's a bit of a loss for the Czechs because Gudis is an important penalty killer for them.
Yeah.
Martinson's the net front guy, but
you say Martinson is the biggest, strongest Norwegian forward. So there's the first cup with the left hand, and then it's returned with the left of Martinson, who folds Gudis like a card table. This game has gotten way spicier than I thought.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Who knew that Norway and Czechia disliked each other so much?
Norway with a 3-2 leads certainly got the crowd's attention.
So a power play that could straddle the first intermission here. And because the defenseman came in, the faceoff comes outside. Thoresen wins that forward, but Brandstad Nygaard has to let the puck slide out. And more pushing and shoving in front of the bench.
Look at
Zuccarello's into it.
Yeah, and Ruta. What's that, Hayek and Thoresen? The old men are cranky.
Yeah.
Past their bedtime. A late start.
Well, the Norwegians were Vikings, you know.
Don't mess with them. What a
first period.
And a response by Norway after going down by 1 to start. Run off 3 straight goals and are delighted to be up and head to the power play to start the second.
3-2 the score in favor of Norway with our first intermission coming.
Czech penalty at the end of the period. 55, double minor for roughing. Norway, number 41, minor for roughing. 2 minutes on the board for Czechia.
Těšme se na druhou třetinu a pochopitelně se můžeme podívat.
Number 43, Max Krogdal, 2-minute penalty for slashing. 11-43, Max Krogdal, 2 minuty, sekání.
Kidding me? Leave it! Hey! Hey! Leave it! Face off is outside! Hey! 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 You're getting that! Hey, these two are going and you get 2 penalties! Hey! You guys get an extra power play here! We're done with this! 55 and 40.
první třetině vede Norsko. Jak blízko k sobě mají jednotlivé reprezentační týmy? Je hokej vyrovnanější?
Určitě vyrovnanější, to můžeme vidět právě na těch výsledcích. A třeba tady tým Norska je prostě strašně houževnatý tým, mají tam spoustu šikovných hráčů. Hraje tam kluk, na kterýho vlastně jsem byl hodně zvědavý v obraně, to byl ten, který nám dal ten první gol. To je ročník 2005, takže vlastně 19letý kluk zvládá to dobře a bude určitě jeden z top hráčů letošní draftu.
Díky moc za to, že fandíš s dalšími legendami a díky za to, že jsi definoval český a československý hokej. Spolu definoval. Dámy a pánové, Jiří Hrdina!
Díky.
It all started almost 24 hours ago, but there's already Game 10 of the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship being played in Ostrava, and the result is quite clear for the favorites because Team USA is leading 2-0 against Germany. So this is the result after first period in Ostrava. But we are back in the Prague arena. Packed arena is watching Team Czechia that is playing against Norway, and we're about to check out the highlights of the first period.
Em vole.
Welcome back to the arena, Team Norway. Dámy a pánové, potřebujeme vaše ruce a hlasivky do arény, vstupuje Tým Česka! Dneska je to trošku jiný hokej. Viděli jsme už 5 gólů v první 20 minutce a věřím, že další nás čekají. A to hlavně s vaší podporou. Takže se ptám, jestli jste zpátky na svých místech. Chci vás slyšet!
Henrik Hockland was pretty sharp in that first period, allowed 2 goals on 13 shots under siege in the early going from the Czechs. And meantime, Peter Mrazek allowed 3 goals on 6 shots and is going to start this period with Czechia down 2 men at the end of the first period. Libor Hayek got a double minor, Patrick Thoresen a single minor. The Czechs were already shorthanded, so a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 1 second coming up.
What's interesting is Norway did not know this. Thoresen was just put in the box, and he looked surprised. They hadn't been organized, so now the Norwegian bench has to reorganize.
Yeah, now Zuccarello's saying, hey, it's 5-on-3 here.
Let's get somebody else out here. Let's get it together, because Thoresen would have been out there for the 5-on-4. They thought they were continuing. And so now Zuccarello's having to coach up. Salston has come out. And Vikingstad.
Yeah, Kubelik's got to go serve
the extra minor. Yeah. So it's amazing they made that call, and it was not communicated to either locker room.
Here we go, boys, another good game.
Norway would have liked a couple minutes to drop a 5-on-3 strategy.
Big face-off win there by Kampf. That'll take some time off the clock as Ruta goes back. And Solberg back with it. For Bransek Nygaard. Vikingstad on it. Norway trying to get set up here on the 5-on-3, and now they are. Bransek Nygaard. Solberg. Bransek Nygaard. Back in the corner for Salston. Zuccarello. Salston. Zuccarello has a look, sends it back in front. Bransek Nygaard, a hard shot, skips off the glass, way up in the air at the feet of Zuccarello. Kampf battling for it. Racing up is Bransek Nygaard to keep it alive. And Zuccarello pulls out the loose puck. 20 seconds to go in the first penalty. Zuccarello battling for it. Vikingstad back in the corner for Zuccarello. Banks that back to Solberg. Solberg directing traffic, crisscrossing there with Bransek Nygaard. Drops it back to Zuccarello, trying to feed it back in front, picked off, and sent down the ice by Krejcik. First minor penalty is over. Kempny steps back on. Norway still in the power play for 50 seconds. Stian Solberg. Zuccarello moves ahead. Solberg, one of 4 Norwegian players who played in the World Junior Championship in December and January for Norway. Thomas Olsen sets it up. Zuccarello feeds it back across. Glove down by Zuccarello. Slides that back down to Berg Paulsen. Olsen to Berg Paulsen. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Berg Paulsen to Solberg. Back to Berg Paulsen. 10 seconds to go.
Get to the net here. Someone take it to the net.
Berg Paulsen slides that down, and going between the legs was Ostrom Salston. Here's Olsen back on it as Kubelik steps on.
That's a trip that Ruta or Kondratic got away with.
And so a missed opportunity for Norway. A long 5-on-3 and an even longer power play. Olsen feeds it back, and that shot blocked as Vesterheim got that away. Tomaszek winds in across the line. Tomaszek gets around Norstebo. Kempny back across to Ruta. Yeah, and Ruta shoots. That was tipped wide by Kubelik. Here's Dominic Kubelik, little cold shoulder there on Isak Hansen, the 20-year-old. Vesterheim wrestling there with Palat. And now Kubelik on it. Imagine Isak Hansen, the defenseman. He's 20. He's the 5th youngest player on the team.
He's sitting at the back of the bus.
Vikingstad up ahead for Ronald. One thing about Norway, and Tobias Johansson, their coach, talked about it last year and this, he wants them going forward. Vojinik works in, backhands that towards the goal, and Hockland makes the stop as Kampf was in there digging.
And if you're Norway, you really got to be mindful of the stray pushes. They already gave Czechia an extra one for roughing. You don't want to take an extra one. Here's the best chance as Francis Egard fires it off the dasher, went about 50 feet in the air. Nobody knew where it was.
Landed right in the feet of Zuccarello.
And Tobias Johansson lamented the power play last year a lot. Cost them.
They had 3 5-on-3s last year they didn't connect on.
Here they are in the middle of a monumental potential upset. 5-on-3 for a full minute. Now, I do go back to, they really should have known it was coming. That's poor communication. To not tell the teams what's happening.
Right. But the other, you knew there were penalties coming.
Well, I don't think they did.
Did somebody check the summaries?
Obviously not. Because Thorson was stunned to be asked to come over to, he was out there for the power play. So he had no idea he had picked up a penalty.
Here's Fleck. Across to Baranek, walking in. Baranek moves in, tries to wrap around, and Hockland comes across to make the save. Another chance. Hockland on the rebound makes the stop. And Kasastul pounces on Baranek.
Well, Baranek was trying to harpoon Hockland into the net. There's only so many free shoves and jabs you get, even if you've been shorthanded before the referee will either call a penalty or someone's going to get after you. Baranek gets Krogdahl standing still, flies by him, and there's a lot of net there.
Whoa.
He didn't get it to the goal. And
Kasastul is going.
Well, look at this. So
he gets the roughing minor,
which we just talked about. But if you watch the overhead, you better call Baranek for jabbing the goalie. If you're going to call the roughing, and it is, you got to call the guy who just indiscriminately jabs the goaltender into the net.
All right, so Czechia to the power play here. Norway scored a short-handed goal in the first period. So Czechs now with a chance to tie it, but a big face-off win there by Albert Ostrom-Solston, who's been very good in the draws so far. Chervenka, who has 2 in the game, takes the return pass. Chervenka back for Spacek. Chervenka, and a hard shot by Stransky, and Hockland got just a piece of that.
They were working that tight triangle with Stransky, either from the blue line or from the goal line, trying to find a way to get him the puck, and finally Chervenka, not surprisingly, puts it right in the wheelhouse where he's able to one-time it. And Chervenka is having himself a tidy night already with 2 goals in the first.
We mentioned he's now 2 points behind Jaromir Jagr for the point lead for Czechia. That does not include the totals of the old Czechoslovakia. Chervenka. Jagr had 5 more before the split. Here's Chervenka. Works it back in front, that was knocked away by Krogdahl. But for Czechia, Jagr is the all-time leader. Sedlak, back across, Chervenka. Spacek, long wrist shot, that deflected just wide. Chervenka back on it. Minute to go in this Czech power play. Chervenka takes the return pass. Feeds that down. Quick chance for Stransky. Rebound. Hockland got a piece of that from Kasha. Chervenka takes the return pass from Sedlak. And now a chance for Kasha, and Hockland got just a piece of that.
It's that tight triangle. They worked it 4 times for shots.
And a steal there by Trenton as sends it down the ice and relieves the pressure. Quick for
offside.
Up ahead. He finds Tomaszek, but the play's offside.
It was the guy stepping off the ice.
Right.
Who were late and slow. The door is well inside the blue line. So if you're waiting to walk in the door, you're actually offside. You got to recognize it, hustle or jump up on the boards.
Right.
Get your stomach on the boards. That's a great call, because that would have been a jailbreak 3-on-1 on a quick up by Mrazek had the guys just hustled off the ice. And you can see them all standing there.
So there they are at the boards, and the puck comes. So Sedlak is offside as the puck came in. Sedlak was at the bench.
You got to jump onto the jump on the boards, get your feet off the ice, crash into the back of goalie over top.
And that brings a face-off all the way down to the Czech zone as Palat winds his way in for Kubalik. 30 seconds to go on the Czech power play. Here's Kubalik. Feeds it back across. Tomaszek, a hard shot. Hooked to the save. And the rebound rolled wide by Bojanilic. Isak Hansen out there puts that into the Czech bench. By the way, a Norwegian equipment manager was hit with a puck on a clearing attempt by Mrazek in the first period. We're told he's okay, needed some stitches, but did not have to go to the hospital.
He's a hockey player or a hockey trainer. Stitchy's not leaving the game. As Czechia has amped up the pressure here post penalty kill to start the second period.
Off the face-off, back it goes to Gudis. For Kempny. Final seconds of the power play. Kempny rings it back around. Baranek. Back to Gudis. He shoots, and that got through, and Hockman made the stop as Kostastul steps back on. Fleck. Angles there with Norstebo. Chipped back by Noah Steen, who has just an enormous goal in this game. A shorthand marker that made it 2-1 in favor of the Norwegians. A long shot by Fleck rolls wide. Kempny back on it. Back down to Baranek. And Baranek spins away. Drops that back to Gudis. Gudis, rink wide, he goes for Kempny. In, shoots, Hook on the save. Norstebo flips it away. And now Trentinez on it. But all Czechia here since killing off the two-man advantage to start the second period. Gudis can't hold the line. Crisp lead pass for Chervenka. In comes Chervenka, poked away by Norstebo. Chervenka walks back in and fires, put that wide. Bounce off the back of the net.
I think that hit the camera to stay in the rink.
Kasha feeds it back to Gudis. In, shoots, that was blocked by Krogdahl. Kasha holds the line and plays it back in. Exhausted Norwegians on the ice now, and Hockland seeing that hangs on quickly. And we got a penalty coming here.
That would have occurred after a whistle should have blown, because I'm pretty sure
that's what the Norwegians are arguing, that the puck hit the camera
behind the net above the glass because it bounced straight down.
12.5 to go here, and Czechia is going back to the power play.
Norway, representing
Well, Eric Salsa goes off for a slash, and Norway thought play should have been called because the puck hit the camera.
I saw by the deflection angle that it looked like it hit the camera, and then play continued, and they picked up a penalty. They should not have had to be playing to take that penalty.
That's been a point of discussion before international hockey. You may recall the 2022 or 2020 World Junior Championship. As Kondratek with a hard shot that ripped the stick out of the hands of Hockland.
At the Canada cam?
Yeah, the Canadians down a man, up a goal, paired the puck out, hit the camera over the glass. The Russians thought it should have been over the glass penalty. Palat for Kubalik, and Hockland got a piece of that. The ruling was that the camera was in play, and therefore it's not a penalty. Tomášek shoots, and Hockland makes the stop. Rebound loose in front. Johannesson sends it back to the point, but not out. Kondratek back across. Kubalik shoots, hit a leg in front, still loose. Hockland down, and quickly grabs that. And Johannesson gets a stick there on Bojanilic.
Well, you got to put it behind you and go and kill penalties, but There's the slash, that's the penalty. And it's a tire grip for Norwegian defenders. Kasha takes one of the forearm. That's okay, that's a slash. But Norway's bench is right. Puck hit the camera. Stayed in, so tough break for Norway. They're gonna have to kill it off. And they have been under some serious pressure after the first couple of minutes of the period.
Sent back down the ice by Kassestuhl. Brought in now by Stransky. Drop back to Kasha. Walks in and shoots. And a great block there. Made by Martin Ronald. Stransky shoots. That's blocked. This time by Krogdahl. Norwegian sprawling in front of everything. Spot check. Plays it across. Cervenka for Kasha. Kicked out by Hochland.
Save.
Shots are 11-1 Czechia in the second period. Spot check back across, and Stransky a hard shot. Hochland the save again. And finally the Norwegians clear it out. Cervenka trying to thread that pass ahead. Olsen got in the way to go the other way to Jan Ruta. 20 seconds to go in the Czech power play. Ruta winds it and shoots. Hochland the stop on that. Ruta gets it right back. And these Norwegians are exhausted now. Ruta feeds it back across. Cervenka holds back door. Oh, what a stop by Hochland. Rebound, that's blocked. Kasha turned away. Hayek with a chance. That goes up and out. What a save by Henrik Hochland. Oh.
That was maybe one of the best of the tournament so far. Cervenka zips it across to Kasha, who one-times it. Oh, man. Like, I know you'd like to get it under the bar, but when it's coming that hard at you, you figure if I just get it on net, that's enough. And Henrik Hochland just on his head in the second period. 28-7 the shots are now.
And he's had to be. These haven't been run-of-the-mill chances for Czechia. But back to 5-on-5 now. Hayek to Ruta shoots. I mentioned Hochland was the German League Goalie of the Year in 2023. Isak Hansen steps into Baranek. Thorson racing to it as Ruta steps up. Camp trying to work that free. Now Ruta back with it. Gets bumped there by Solston. Baranek feeds that back. Hayek fans on it. Thorson looks ahead. He had a man streaking ahead. Zuccarello. The puck held the line by Fleck, who plays it back in. And now Thorson moving ahead. Zuccarello looks for him.
Norway just needs some action going the other end.
Well, we need to play 5-on-5 for a while, which is strange to say for them, but
Czechia more of the same. They know that Norway can't defend this wave for 30 minutes.
Solberg poked out with Palat, stepped hard into him. And then Kubalik spilled Vesterheim. The Czechs giving these Norwegian teenagers all they can handle. And again, they've got 3 on the ice right now. Franzek Nygaard, Vesterheim, and Solberg. Kubalik slaps it back down to the Norwegian zone. Hochland out to play it. Looks for Solberg. Martinson ran right through Gudis. Long lead pass to Cervenka. And he's knocked it, or had it knocked away by Kassestuhl. And back goes Krogdahl for it. Well, you talk about intermissions, and the second one's a long way away, but Norway, you got to think.
Too early to think about it.
I know, but you got to find, if you can find a way to get it to the intermission up one.
You're speaking like they're on the bench because that's how you feel, but you know, you tell yourself.
You can't think like that. But
we got to play. We got to go forward in this. Look at this place.
If you are not hopping, you are not Czech, is what they're chanting. Krejcik has it knocked away. Bojanilic. You can feel the building shaking. Here's Camp with it. Throws it back in front. And Bojanilic couldn't get a shot away. Stransky after it. And Bojanilic rips that around. Hondelik. Back for Krejcik. Off the bench comes Spacek, a hard shot. That hit the stick of Kasistul in front, broken in half. Kasistul needs a stick. Vikingstad gives him his. Played back now to Spacek. Cross he goes to Hayek. Long shot by Spacek, blocked by Vikingstad without a stick. And he'll head to the Norwegian bench. Auckland couldn't knock that down. Baranek. Across to Hondelik. Fleck trying to throw that back in front. Krogdahl rings it around. It bounces away from Hayek. They're going to call icing here on the Norwegians. The face-off back down to the with 6:38 to go in the second period.
You don't want it icing, but at some point you also need a break. And Norway is having a hard time dealing with the forecheck. And it's tough sledding when the guys coming back on the ice can barely get down to the face-off circle for Norway. Well, Czechia has rolled through their third line against all these players except for Solston. Center iceman for Norway is the one guy who's got the change in. Everybody else is buckled.
In Ostrava, still 2-0, the United States leading on Germany.
Now you gotta make a play. Gotta make a play. That's not it. No, that's enough.
Little backspin on that.
Just enough.
Jan Ruta. Across to Kempney, fires that back down in the Norwegian zone.
Kasistul still out there.
Palat trying to dig that free. Picked up by Zuccarello with Thoresen. Zuccarello lifts that back down, and Kasistul can finally get to the Norwegian bench. Now Thoresen, the Norwegian captain for Zuccarello, feeds that back to Masterbo. And now Masterbo with a shot deflected away, and Palat comes back the other way for Czechia. Palat with the Czechs changing across to Kasha, who has been robbed a couple of times here by Hockland. And that shot broke the stick of Sedlak. And Salton sends the puck back down to the Czech zone. Cervenka across to Kasha. He's got a man in front. Sends it there for Ked. That was deflected by the defenseman Solberg. And Hockland had to make a quick save on that. Krejcik. Long shoot it. Hockland will glove that and hang on.
Can't change though.
We'll see if they allow them to change. 5:11 to go here in the second period. Norway still up by 1. To go. There's been no scoring here in the second period, despite a 5-on-3 for Norway. Multiple power plays for Czechia. Great chances. The shots are 17-1 Czechia here in the second. And yet, Norway still leads. Okay, 5 to go in the second.
They're getting close, Gord. You start thinking 1 or 2 more shifts.
It's a dangerous way to think, but
It is.
Hayek feeds that down. It's human nature. Kondratek fires through the traffic. Hockland got the tip of his glove on that. Now picked up by Stransky. Forced off the puck by Solberg. Vojanilik has it stolen away and sent down the ice by Ronald. Kondratek. Up for Vojanilik. Hockland out to play it. Reverses that for Johannesson, who might not have been expecting that. Francek Nygaard squeezes that just out, pokes it ahead now. It goes in on Kempney. Norwegians had to be careful to change there. Couldn't touch the puck. There would be too many men. And Braddock shoots, scores! Andre Braddock ties the game for Czechia.
It was only a matter of time, and it was this change. Tretness made the right decision. If he touches the puck, it's over too many men. So he lets it go, turns it into a 3-on-3, and Hockland, who's been so good, gets beat on a shot from an angle. Doesn't get any part of Solberg's stick. Just above the pad, under the glove with some heat to tie it up at 3 late in the second. And for all the great saves, that is a shot that Hockland, he's got to have.
Braddock playing his second Rural Junior. This is his 9th game, his first goal. Made his World Championship debut last year. He spent his entire career in Czechia. He's played for Karlovy Vary, their minor system, and their pro team since he was 15. He's 28. So now it's 3-3. And again, you'd probably say to Norway, if you'd said before the game that you'd be tied late in the second period, you'd take it, but
even if you said, this is what the second period looks like, would you take 3-3? They'd say, yeah.
There's Viking stand with a shot, that's blocked.
Because they have not, the ice is very fresh down in front of Peter Mrazek.
20-1 are the shots here in the second period. Vikingstad works in. Gudas was knocked down.
That's fortunate. They gave him a penalty because is that not a rule? And he put his helmet back on, thinking that was okay because that's the rule in the NHL. You can put the helmet back on.
2:58 to go. And Gudas is hot going to the penalty box. So Radko Gudas is called for an equipment violation. He's arguing his helmet was pulled off him.
I think you might need clarity because that was about as quick and as clean you could put your helmet back on.
Right.
And in the NHL, that would not be a penalty. So I don't know if he needs clarification on if he's allowed to do that. Either way, Norway gets a power play and maybe a couple minutes to breathe, even if they don't score another goal.
Now Zuccarello feeds that down to Thoresen off the side of the goal. Zuccarello back with it. Takes the return pass, Zuccarello. Feeds that down to Thoresen. Slides that back to Solberg. Across to Thoresen. Sends it back in front for Zuccarello. Brandstad Nygaard racing to it, kept that alive, but it's picked off by Rutha. He can't clear it out. Brandstad Nygaard has it back, walks in, looks down to Zuccarello. Back to Thoresen. Thoresen with it. Looks back to Brandstad Nygaard with a hard shot at the goalpost. Solberg back with it. Cross he goes to Brandstad Nygaard. Another shot that's blocked. Thoresen with it.
Shoot it.
Brandstad Nygaard, what a power play goal yesterday against Switzerland. Down to Thoresen, centers a bouncing puck in front, kicked wide by Martinson. And the Czechs clear it down. Now scooped up by Solberg. 18 seconds to go on the power play. Salston with it. Crunched there by Kondratek. Lead pass for Kampf, who is busting in shorthanded. Hockland lays that across for Krogdahl. Final seconds of this power play. Salston with it. A minute to go now in the second period. Long lead pass for Vikingstad as an enraged Gouda steps out of the box. In comes Palat. He's taken down. And a penalty coming to Norway.
Gudis is out there just running around like a wild man after the whistle, trying to find somebody to hit. But it was a turnover and a hook and another penalty. That was after Norway came this close. What a release. That Brandstad Nygaard can absolutely pepper a puck. Beats Mrazek clean, doesn't beat the crossbar here. Rondeau gets back, absolutely easy hook to call. And he wants the first one, he says. The first one on Radko Gudis when he stepped out of the box to cause the turnover. Nobody's happy right now, except for the fans in the building.
47 seconds to go in the period. Vojinik lost his stick. Now Kubalik sends it in. Vojinik quickly retrieves his stick. And that gives Krogdahl a chance to send it down the ice. Remember, this period started with Norway on a 5-on-3 for over a minute. They got one shot and haven't had one since.
That's now 20-1 in the second period.
In comes Kubalik, across for Cervenka, working and sends it back in front. That's tipped just wide by Vojinik. Time winding down to the period. Cervenka feeds it down. Vojinik centers it. That bounces away. Hoffman steers the second shot away. Back to the point it goes. Kondratek feeds it across for Cervenka. As the horn sounds, there'll be a minute and 12 seconds of power play time to carry over into the third period in a surprising 3-3 tie through two.
Setting the stage for a hotly contested third period. Norway can regroup, tied. Czechia is still pushing, don't want to drop even a point against Norway.
3-3 the score on day 2 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
mistrovství světa ve fandění. Raiffeisenbank, samozřejmě.
A nyní prosím, polipte nedes.
From parts and other objects being brought out into the spectator area. Be aware.
dvoustý zápas v reprezentaci. Pouze dva hráči samostatného Česka jsou na tým Petr Čáslava a David Výborný, který má téměř 220 startů, ale vzhledem k tomu, jaké formě hraje Roman Červenka, dá se předpokládat, že nejen letos, ale i třeba příští rok by mohl hrát. A když to tak matematicky propočítám, tak když to bude do semifinále, tak by ten rekord Davida Výborného, legendárního kapitána reprezentace, klidně mohl překonat. Třetí třetina začne za 6,5 minuty a my budeme rádi, když si odpočinete a připravíte se na to nejzásadnější, protože ve třetí třetině bude pokračovat tlak českého výběru a těšme se na čtvrtou branku.
Za malý okamžik ten slíbený hokejový kvíz, no a potom 20 minut, které jsou před námi, a pokud do toho dáte všechno tak, jako jsme to udělali v předchozích dvou třetinách, tak to bude naprosto fantastický. Pojďte se stát tím šestým hráčem v poli, ať tady dneska nemusíme být přes čas.
And now it's time for a quiz. So, once again, you got a card and the quiz can start. 3 questions for you. How many Norwegian players have played in at least one NHL game? It was 1 player, 9 players, 21, or 35 players. We do have almost 400 contestants. So, you must be right and quick as well. Time is up. 9 players, and the majority of you who are taking part in the quiz were right. 9 players was the proper question. Second question of this quiz is, what was the average attendance at the most recent 2015 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship held in Czechia? It was 1,500, or almost 6,000, or almost 12,000, or the last answer is not an option. Yes, you are right. Almost 12,177 contestants were right. And the speed will decide the winner. Final question is here for you. Pair players with their countries. You will have 4 options. Jaromír Jágr, Wayne Gretzky, Niklas Lundström, and Zdeno Chara. And also the countries. Pretty simple, I believe, for the hockey fans, and I'm sure that in the next 5 seconds, you all will be right. Slovakia, Czechia, Sweden, and Canada are the countries, and these are the right answers. 211 right answers, and we're waiting for a winner. We hope that we will have a winner pretty soon, and the winner can pick his prize at the information desk behind Sector 101. And we see it, Roman and holds the longest streak record, and he is the winner with almost 2,500 points. So, dear Roman, don't forget to pick up your prizes at the information desk behind Sector 101. Roman jste vítězem a nezapomeňte si vyzvednout ceny na informací hned za sektorem 101. Gratuluju! And from Prague, let's go to Warsaw. There is game 10 being played at the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. You can see the result. United States are in the lead 4-1 against Germany, against the summer medalists from the previous IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. So, a pretty clear game, a total different one from that we are watching and following here in the Prague arena. Team Norway, Team Czechia, Primo, these are the highlights from the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on ice, Team Norway. A vaše ruce a hlasivky přivítají zpátky koše Tým Česka.
Pražskou arénou zvítají emoce. A to je dobře, protože o tom je hokej taky. A já bych chtěl vědět, jestli tady někdo, kdo věří, že po konci utkání bude vítězit český tým. Jsou tady také skvělí výčelové. Jan Meruna a Aleš Matoušek.
And Rick Hockman will face a Czech power play to start this third period. It's got 1 minute and 12 to go. He was under siege in the second. The shots were 20-1 for Czechia. 3-3 the score. Norway has beaten the Czechs once at the World Championship. That was in 2010. Jaromír Jágr scored twice in that game. The Czechs went on to win the gold medal. Their last in this tournament.
Go wide.
And away we go. The face-off won by Sedlak. Czechs led early 1-0 on a goal by Červenka, who's busting in now, looking for a hat trick. Rolls that towards the goal, and a penalty coming to Norway. And you wonder if it might not be more here. It's just going to be a hook. He was almost in.
Almost clear in. Deceptively quick.
So now a 5-on-3 for 53 seconds for Czechia.
Which is almost exactly what Norway had.
The difference is the face-off here will start in the offensive zone. Norway's 5-on-3 started with a face-off at center ice. They lost the draw. The Czechs cleared it down.
And Czechia will have both guys sort of reaching in his hands. Sedlak's settling in for a big one.
The face-off against Havert Alstream Solston. That's one back by Sedlak. Tomaszek for Kasha. There's a run for Palat. Under Palat. Back down to Kasha, walks out, feeds back. Kubalik, a hard shot, hook on the save. The puck's still loose, Hockman down. That's right where Kubalik wants to let it go from.
Červenka out here on the 5-on-3 seems peculiar.
And now sent back down the ice. Červenka is standing at the Czech bench. 20 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. In comes Andre Palat. Rink wide he goes for Sedlak. Sedlak drops it back for Kubalik. Back for Palat. Andre Palat feeds it across, and a hard shot by Tomaszek that was blocked in front by Krogdahl. Picked back up by Tomaszek. Feeds it rink wide. Handcuffs Sedlak as the first penalized player is back on the ice. Trenton sends it down.
One-timer took a bite out of Kazastool. Krogdahl, he is hobbled on the bench.
So Červenka's back out there now.
Oh, wasted though. You don't need any energy to play on a 5-on-3. The best player out there.
Bojanilik. Poke check there. Good defensive play by Johannes Johannesson and sent down the ice. Kondratek. Flips that back in. 30 seconds to go in the Czech power play. Bojanilik. Feeds that back to Červenka. Across to Kondratek. For Stransky. Kondratek, rink wide again for Červenka. And Cervenka winds his way in. Having a look for Kemp, who's trying to get free. Kondratek for Stransky, shoots. And that was blocked by Johannesson. Final seconds now, the power play. Johannesson got a stick on that. He's been great in this penalty kill for Norway. Fed back, Kondratek, a long shot, and the glove save made by Hochland, and the teams are back to 5-on-5. 3 shots for the Czechs in that power play.
Czechia looking for the lead after Baranek tied it up with that wrister after relentless pressure by Czechia for the entire second period.
I know which person I'd rather be in that celebration. By the way, it's boiling hot in this building.
I don't know how the ice is holding up. It's got to be 25 degrees in here. Third game of the day.
And there were morning skates here as well. There's a practice rink next door, but on the leak. Battling in the corner for it. And now picked out by Norstabo. And a big collision at center ice. Zuccarello ran over Gudas. And they're jousting at center ice. The hammer was the nail there. On the leak. For Baranek, who scored the equalizer, fires that off the goal post. Now brought back up by Zuccarello, looking for Thoris, and that's picked off by Gudas. In comes Radko Gudas. Throws that towards the goal. Hochland steers that away easily. Zuccarello leaves it behind the net. And it's picked up by Ostrom Solston. Look out. Puts that back to center. Kempny for Cervenka. Drops it back for Kasha. Sedlak sends it back in front. Cervenka put that just wide. Sedlak back on it. Sedlak feeds it back in the high slot. Rudel with a shot. Hochland down, and Thoresen picks up the loose puck. Remember, Norway had a 3-1 lead in this game. In comes Sedlak, rolls that wide to the goal. Comes Palat. Steps around Ronald. Czechs won their opener last night. 1-0 in a shootout against Finland. A knee knocker that was scoreless through regulation and overtime. A low event game. This has been anything but.
Czech player down on the boards. An awkward collision.
That's Kubalik.
Stayed down. Both guys leaning into each other, and lower body got all tangled up with Ronil crashing in as well.
I mentioned Kubalik became a new father yesterday morning, played in the game last night.
Oh, there it is, left ankle.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Smart. Last thing you want to see is anyone get hurt at any time, but
right.
Playing in this tournament at the end of a long NHL season. What's going on with his leg? You mentioned his dad was yesterday.
Yeah, they're going to take him down the tunnel to the Czech dressing room.
Sometimes the boot can be your best friend, and that it gives you a little bit of extra strength and support, but he's putting no weight on his left leg.
Martinson's getting frisky with Stransky there. Their sticks are up. Here's Spacek with it. Wrist that back down to the Norwegian zone. Vojanilik got to play that back for Hayek. Another collision as Ronald ran over Hayek. Vojanilik, first man there for Czechia. Try to center it. Isak Hansen stepped into him. Ronald's lost his stick in that pileup. Back at the point is Hayek. Feeds it down to Stransky. Stransky for Hayek, right on the line, kept alive by spot check. Again, Ronald has no stick, so he couldn't go for the puck.
We'll play left wing, you're right by the bench. What they should do, swap out him and Martinson.
Now played back. Krejcik moves it and shoots. Knocked down in front, they score! Batted in by Vojinilek, and Czechia has taken the lead. A broken stick. A loose puck. Stransky appears to be the man who touched it last. And it's 4-3 Czechia, their first lead since early in the first.
Exactly right, taking advantage, and it's rattling around. Puck is banging around with Hansen, and Stransky's right there as well.
It deflected a couple of times.
It's up in the body of Hansen or something. It never touches the ground.
No.
It never touches Hochland. I think it's sitting on the hip or in the jersey of Hansen. And in the battle, it pops out into the back of the net.
Stransky playing in his third World Championship, a Dallas 6th-round pick back in 2011. And the Czechs have their first lead since early in the first when Cervenka gave them a 1-0 advantage.
Assisted by number 36, Jakub H, and number 64,
So a couple of little plays that the Norwegians had to leave a puck in front of their bench because it would have been too many men. That led to a goal. Now a broken stick indirectly leads to another.
That's what happens though when you play in your own end the whole time. You never have the puck. Little plays, whether they're mistakes or not, they just start to add up and eventually end up with this, the crowd exploding with the home team taking the lead. Where is this puck? It has disappeared and then reappeared floating behind Hochland.
The momentum kind of carried it in by the look of it. Ruta. Up for Kasha, knocked down by Vikingstad. Does Norway have a pushback?
They have one shot since the end of the first period. So they're going to have to switch their gears now that they're trailing.
Vikingstad for Berg Poulsen. We mentioned that if you told them before the game they'd been tied after 2, they would have taken it.
They probably down by 1, they probably would have taken with 14 left.
Right. But not the way it's happened.
No. And for a team that wanted to continue to push forward regardless of the score and the situation, they certainly have gone into a prevent defense once they got that 3-1 lead.
Brought back to Stransky. Works back in on Thoris and throws it back in front. Just missed Tomaszek with that pass. Here's Zuccarello racing to it. Norstabo back with it. And Zuccarello slides that rink wide for Solsted. Solsted busting in. Pivots back, Solsted. Down to Zuccarello. Zuccarello banks it back down for Thoresen. Zuccarello tied up at center ice by Gudas, whose helmet is off again. And a penalty coming to Norway. And Zuccarello's hot now.
He just shot.
Palat works in, rolls it back, but hooked on the save. And Thoresen touches up, and Zuccarello is going to go here for roughing, and he is hot. Check into the power play, up 4-3 in the third.
Norway, 36, minor penalty for roughing.
So we saw Gudas get penalized earlier for playing with his helmet off or not going to the bench quickly enough. In this case, they're ruling that Zuccarello pulled it off him. He gets a roughing penalty. Spot check around the Cervenka. In shoots, bouncing back in front. And it's sent down the ice by Ostrom Salter. Remember, Norway scored a short-handed goal earlier in this game, as Sedlak comes leaping in. The shots were 13-7 Czechia after one. Since then, it's 29-1. Kasha. Back to Spacek. Dostransky. Try to work that rink wide and does it. Cervenka holds. Feeds back to Spacek. For Cervenka. Taps it back. Kasha. Shot. He ripped it wide. And sent down the ice by Krogdahl. And Spacek back with it. Earlier today, a wild game between Latvia and Poland in Ostrava. Poland took 3 separate leads in the game. Then Latvia grabbed the lead. Poland tied it. And Latvia won it in overtime. In comes Kemp. Banks that back to Kondratek. In for Palat. Back to Kondratek along wrist shot. Hookman makes the glove save and hangs on with Bojanilik standing right in front.
Well, at this point, it feels almost like a must-kill as Zuccarello and Gudas had it going all. That was at the end of the first period. Gudas bumped Zuccarello. It's been an ongoing thing. Here's the second period. Your hammer and nail reference as Zuccarello runs over Gudas, and then this is a roughing though. You can't just haul the guy's helmet off his head, drive it to the ice. Absolutely, Gudas knows at that time to go off the ice. A little bit undisciplined by Matt Zuccarello in the third period. Ongoing battle with Radko Gudas.
It really is Gudas versus the world sometimes.
This means he's playing well. If everybody hates you at the end of the night, doing a good job.
Camp sends that back in front. Kroger got a stick on that, and we are witnessing a scene unlike any other you'll see in hockey in the world. And there's the equipment man for Norway who got hit with a clearing attempt by Mrazek, got some stitches, and he's back in between the benches.
What a warrior. This guy in the game puck. Motivate the troops for one more push. Last 10 minutes.
21 seconds of penalty time to kill off to Zuccarello. In comes Kempney. To Baranek. There's Baranek back with it. Kempney to Baranek. Final seconds now. Feeds at the goal mouth. And that chance for Kondolik is knocked away. Zuccarello set to step out. As the Norwegians clear it down, Zuccarello back on the ice, will stay on. Ruta. Up in for Kondolik with a head of steam. Shoots, and Hoffman got just a piece of that. Another long shot goes off a stick, up and out. And 10-11 to go here in the third period. Face off back down in the Norwegian zone.
Norway survives the penalty kill. Cervenka, who scored 2 goals, seems like a lifetime ago in the first period for Czechia. Now got his team in front 4-3. And Norway still without a shot in the third period, sitting on 1 in the second period. So when you get in a defensive mindset, it can be hard to shift back out of it, like, oh yeah, we got to play again, we got to skate again. We've gone an hour of real time without it. Expect the battle, but
there's Cervenka back with it. Picked up by Johannesson. Puts it back at Kasha, knocked it back in. The play's offside at the Norwegian line. 9:57 to go here in the third period. Czechia with a 4-3 lead on Norway.
The attendance here at the Prague Arena mistrovství světa IIHF hokeji nebylo možné osvědčit. Je to skupina dobrovolníc a dobrovolníků a tohle je symbolický vyjádření všem těm, kteří se dají o státní průběh mistrovství světa. Mělící vám představit Terezu Holmovou. Děkujeme jí a děkujeme všem dobrovolníkům.
Tobias Johansson behind the Norwegian bench for the second year at the World Championship. Think about that 5-on-3 to start the second period.
I take it back to it was not well executed. They were missing Thoresen, who would have been out there, who was in the penalty box.
Right.
And they were unaware that they were starting the period on a 5-on-3.
There was some confusion.
Confusion about the penalties at the end of the period.
The United States still up 4-1 on Germany. In the third period in Ostrava, U.S. trying to bounce back from a loss last night to Sweden. Kasha spins that back down to the Norwegian zone. Johannesson quickly ahead for John Solberg. He scored a big goal for Norway to get them back in it. Cervenka walks it and fires. Hockman got a piece of that. Here's Cervenka back again. Drops it back for Hayek. He shoots. Hockman again. Knocks it away. Erik Solstad up for Zuccarello. Thoresen heads off. Zuccarello holds and wrists that back down to the Czech zone. Off the bench comes Martinson. Krogel steers that towards the goal. Mrazek the save. And now Tretinez with it. Back down to Martinson. Andreas Martinson holds off Hayek. Slides that back to Kasastul. Shoots. He hammered that way wide. Isak Hansen plays it back in the corner for Bransek Nygaard. Martinson. Bransek Nygaard. Trying to find some room. Kubalik back out there for the Czechs, which is good news. Martinson. Bransek Nygaard. Hansen along. Wrist shot bounces wide. Right back in front. Bransek Nygaard reaching for it. Mrazek was knocked into the net.
He knocked it off himself, I think.
They're going to say now that the Czechs can't change.
You know what? That's not on purpose. He's driving into the post to seal a potential short side chip.
Right.
And the net gets up on his peg more than gets off its mooring. So that's not a call you can make. Yes, you can make the correct call is to keep the defensive team on the ice, but certainly not a delay a game penalty.
Face off in the Czech zone. Erik Solstad against Tomaszek. The face off won by the Czechs. Jan Ruta brings it out. Racing to it is Hayek. Off the sideboards and by Johannesson. Picked up now by Olsen. Back to Jan Solberg. Solberg winds in. Olsen to Solberg. Slides that back to Johannesson. Vozinilek. Taken over by Kampf. He plays it back down. Solberg back to pick it up. Pass ahead to Vikingstad. Up ahead to Berg Paulsen. That's picked off and brought ahead by Vozinilek. Kampf tries to work that free. Got bumped hard there by Kasastul. Kampf plays it back. Kempny a long shot. Huck would save. Rebound loose in front. Fuck couldn't get a shot away. Now Kempny. Zuccarello. Back with it. 47-8 are the shots.
Wow. That is lopsided.
That long shot by Solston, stopped there by Mrazek. Johannesson turns that over. Sedlak bumped off the puck. Here's Thoresen with it. Drops it back to Zuccarello. In comes Zuccarello. Top line goes to work for Norway. Try to flip it back in front. Now feeds it back. Johannesson fan of that shot. Now holds the line. Johannesson for Zuccarello. Swings it back across. That long shot taken by Solberg goes off a leg and wide. Here's Zuccarello with it. Spins away from Sedlak. Back for Thoresson. Johannesson. Back for Solberg. Oh, winds across the line. What a move. Solberg walks in and shoots. That was blocked by Kondratek, and Solberg looks skyward as he heads off the ice. Icing waved off. Johannesson up there for Tretinez. Inside 6 to go here in the third. And this will be an icing call against the Czechs.
It's been a while since we've seen Solberg on the offensive side of things playing in his own end the whole time, but this is so slippery. Dancing around Kasha. And you're right, what a gutsy block from Kondratek. A dangerous spot. Solberg has already got a couple points on the night, looking to tie the game one more time.
Solberg has played more minutes than any skater on either team through 2 periods.
I'd keep putting him out there too.
Trevor Zegras has scored for the U.S. Now 5-1 on Germany in the third.
It's a good win. Trey Augustine playing for the Americans.
Yeah.
He went in after about 20 at an unusual time, so I wonder if the Lion is okay. Augustine at Michigan State.
In comes Martinson, walks in and shoots. That's gloved by Mrazek. And he'll hang on as Martinson comes in late. And the Czechs don't like that. 5:35 to go here in the third period. The Czechs with a 1-goal lead here in Prague.
Tady jsou 4 karty, Maruško, hodnotaté první je 500. Myslíš, že ta druhá bude vyšší nebo nižší? Vyšší, tak se na to budu podívat. Je tam 1000. Tak můžeme pokračovat dál. Je tam 1000. Co tam třetí karta, Maruško? Vyšší, tak schválně si půjdeme ještě víc. 2000. Skvěle. No. A teď je otázka poslední. Vyšší nebo nižší? Stále nevíš, tak jsem na to zvídavý. Co tam máme? 5000! Velký potaz pro Marušku, která vyhrává. Tady jsou Popanové a ti pro Marušku mají krásný dárek. Velký potaz pro Marušku!
5:35 to go here in the third period. Earlier today, Canada fell behind Great Britain. They came back to win that one. Denmark fell behind to Austria. Came back to win that one.
So I can't hear you. It's deafening in here.
It is loud and hot. Wojciech works back in. Here's Camp on it. Zuccarello. Across to Solberg. Rink wide he goes for Zuccarello. The pass too far for him. Kempney got crunched along the boards. Poked ahead by Stransky. Racing back is Thoresson. Stransky almost got a shot away. Here's Thoresson with it. Lays it back. Wojciech takes that away. Inside 5 to go here in the third. Tretinez. Norway scored 9 times in 7 games last year. Now Goodis has broken his stick. Picked up now by Tretinez and an opportunity for Norway. Kassestuhl for Tretinez. Martinson with it. Andreas Martinson spins out of the corner. There's a throw that back for Ransek Nygaard, and it's moved out by Hayek. That'll be icing against the Czechs, but Goodis can get another stick.
One of the offensive stars this game, Roman Cervenka. There's a second goal. Ranek tied things up, and then Stransky on the disappearing puck routine.
Yes.
for the go-ahead goal now with just over 4 minutes to play.
The hidden puck trick.
And Norway has become a little bit more aggressive with the skating up the ice. Well, Tess Mrazek, not like he's had a banner night for himself. It's offside. That faceoff should go all the way back in the other end.
I believe it will.
You can change because it was offside, but because the pass originated from inside the blue line, you got to go all the way to the defensive side.
No gum gets a workout like it does from Rada Brulik, the Czech head coach. He's been around international hockey for 25 years. He's a great guy who doesn't speak a lick of English. Maybe
Perfect.
hello.
Doesn't have to talk to us then. Got to figure it out.
He doesn't say much in Czech either, apparently, so we're not taking it personally. Johannesson tries to send it in. Sedlak, lead pass. And here is Jan Solberg with it. Solberg out there with Zuccarello. Thorson heads off. Away comes Solberg. Sends that pass ahead for Tretinez. Tretinez shoots, that misses high. And back down to the Norwegian zone. So with 3.5 to go, there's time for at least one more shift for that top line with Zuccarello on it.
They want that shift to be 2 minutes long with a timeout in the middle.
Right. And the goalie out. Franzek Nygaard. Rink wide, he goes for Kassetul. That's poked away. Palat back the other way. Krogdahl. That's picked off by Palat. Andre Palat. Off the sideboards to Hayek. Tees it up and shoots. Scores! Libor Hayek. And the Czechs lead by 2.
Libor Hayek leans on that slapper, times it really well off the boards. Flattens, brings it over, and that doesn't touch anything. But you don't rush into it. Patient, lets it come and catch it. Bit of a knuckle puck. Bobbing and weaving and gets around the arm of Hawkwind, who has been brilliant.
Right.
And yet that goal and Baranik's goal were both goals that he would tell you he has to save. So now 5-3, 3 minutes. Tobias Johansson pointing at Hawkwind saying, on me, the second we get it in, watch for the goaltender to go.
4 consecutive goals for the Czechs, who were down 3-1 in the game. Czechs looking to run their record at 2-0. Franzek Nygaard. And to the bench comes Hawkwind for the extra skater. Ruta has that clearing attempt knocked down. That's a second try. Franzek Nygaard got in the way of that. Back at the point. There's Solberg, a long shot, ripped that just wide. Zuccarello back to Solberg, is able to hold the line. Solberg back to Franzek Nygaard. In for Zuccarello. Zuccarello sends it back in front. That was blocked by Ruta. Now Thorson a chance. Mrazek down. And he'll freeze that loose puck with 2:11 to go here in the third.
A 2-goal deficit. Take your goalie out early. With a turnover, broken play, knuckle puck that gets Czechia the 2-goal lead. But you're not going to probably call. They're going to look to call timeout right now. Unless my guys are that tired, and maybe Norway's players are too tired to stay.
Yeah.
I would have probably let them play a little bit longer and then save a timeout because you need 2 goals. That's why I want to use it if you have you're lucky enough to score, but they're going to use it now.
So 2:11 to go here in the third. Norway will play Finland on Monday. Czechs have Switzerland that day. That'll be a lively night here.
So Norway has put up a good battle against Switzerland, against Czechia, their next game against Finland. And that, guys, been committed to the bit the whole game without his thing on.
You're not taking that mask off. Thorson for the face-off against Sedlak. And Cervenka's out there, hat-trick hunting. Kasha looks ahead. Back goes Zuccarello, a rolling puck. He finds Solberg. Brancek Nygaard up ahead for Zuccarello. Final 2 minutes now of the third period. Gudis sends it around. Brancek Nygaard got in the way of that. And Solberg, a long shot that drifts over the glass and out.
Solberg has been a standout, the lone defenseman on the ice, and Chris Johansson talked to us before the game, admitting that really excited about the youth and the forwards and how they might be a bit more dynamic, but they've lost some experience on the back end. They'll have to lean on Solberg as one of the go-to guys, which is maybe not ideal for a teenager to be your lead dog.
Gudis to the line. Now Zuccarello back with it for Solberg. Solberg bottled up there by Bojanilik. And Brancek Nygaard for Thorson. The Brancek Nygaard. Up for Martinson. Minute and a half to go here in the third. Zuccarello steps up. Bangs that back to Solberg. Hard passed out of Zuccarello. Tied up by Kemp. Brancek Nygaard plays it back in. And that's sent down the ice by Krejcik. That'll be icing against the Czechs.
You know, Krejcik shrugs. Listen, we're under duress. We're on a 2-0 lead. Fire it down. Take your crack. No big deal.
Long thought that was a no-no. Now the thinking's kind of changed on that a little bit. Even down one.
The analytics basically say if you're outside a minute, you're better off if you can shoot it cleanly. Shoot it. The chance of you scoring is greater than you missing and them scoring back. Over the course of time, you'll win more games taking your cracks, which would have been great news to tell me during my career, as I played with that empty entire time.
Kampf with Palat. In comes Kampf for Palat, all alone in front. Scores! Andre Palat. And the celebration is on in Prague. It's going to be a great Saturday night in the Old Town tonight.
He's done a lot of winning in his time. In on the 5th goal, out there for defense. Good job by Kampf. Patient. Don't force it on your backhand. Just get it over there anywhere. He can flank it down off his skates and into the empty net. And for a team in Czechia who didn't score a goal in their first game, they won it in the shootout after tying the game 0-0. You get down 3-1. You might have had a chance to be doubtful of where things were headed, but they were on a 5 in a row. And win it going away with 49 shots on net right now.
Assisted by number 64, David Beck, and number 95.
Norway was up a goal to start the second period, had a 5-on-3 to start. Didn't score, and it's been all Czechs ever since. Stransky works in, shoots off the side of the goal. Sent back in front, that's blocked by Noah Steen. If you're Norway, though, you do take some solace in it. They're scoring more goals. Their biggest games are ahead. They open with Switzerland and Czechia. They got Finland on Monday.
Yeah, they'll be exhausted, though. They played hard the last couple of games and didn't get anything for it.
Day off tomorrow, but in Denmark, Austria, and Great Britain, 3 games they should be at least competitive in. As time winds down here in the third, it was a nail-biter for a while. There was some quiet in the building, but not anymore, as Czechia wins it 6-3 to go to 2-0 at home in the World Championship. Norway drops to 0-2. So the home fans will go home happy again at the 2024 World Championship in Prague.
The best players of each team will be awarded by Raiffeisen Bank International, official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by the representative of Raiffeisen Bank International, Mr. Sebastian Vida, and supervisor board member of Raiffeisen Bank Czechia, Mrs. Helena Horska. Best player of Team Norway, number 72, Stian Söder. Nejlepší hráč týmu Česka, číslo 10, kapitán Dámy a pánové, prosím, povstaňte a vyslechněte hymnu vítězného týmu. Hymnu Česka!
Norway had a 3-1 lead at one point in this game. What impressed you about the way Norway stormed out of the gate this evening?
What did you say now?
At one point, Norway had a 3-1 lead in this hockey game. What impressed you about the way Norway jumped out of the gate tonight?
Yeah, I think we come out pretty good. Scored three goals in the first period. Couldn't hold it back in the second period, but Czech is a good team, so it's a hard game.
You could feel the energy tonight. Describe the intensity you felt out on the ice.
Yeah, it's extremely cool. A lot of people in the stands. A lot of sound. Just enjoying it and have a great time here.
49-11 were the total shots. It was a busy night for Henrik between the pipes. Despite the loss, how important was Henrik in keeping this a tight game?
Henrik is a great goalie. He's our most important player. He was unbelievable today. Helped us and kept us in the game for 60 minutes. But we couldn't help him enough to win. But he's a really good goalie and our most important player.
What stood out to you about playing in front of a home Czech crowd tonight? Was it difficult to remain your focus in a loud environment?
Ja, det jo masse folk her, så men lyd gøy, og masse lyd I hvert fall gøy, så nei, jeg tenker ikke så mye på det, bare koser oss og spiller hockey, så det bare bra det.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You had the game-winning goal tonight, but at one point, Norway was leading 3-1. What stood out to you about the way your team battled back?
I think we had a really bad start, but yeah, I think it's good sometimes that the things are not going our way, and we have to learn how to come back, and we did today. And I think the second and the third period it was a better game from us.
Roman Cervenka named player of the game. He had a couple goals this evening. What stood out to you about his performance tonight?
He's been amazing every year. I remember watching him when I was a little kid, and now I'm playing with him. And it was his 200th game today too, so I'm happy for him that he scored those 2 goals, really important goals for us. And yeah, it's great to have him here.
How surreal is that? Someone you watched as a kid, now calling them your teammate.
I've been watching him. Like I said, it's been an icon in a Czech hockey. He's been playing for so long on the highest level, and it's a guy you need in your team. You love to have him, and you watch him how professional he is every day, and you can learn a lot of things from him.
You've now started the tournament on a dominant note, 2-0. What has that taught you about your team to start this tournament?
My víme, že máme dobrý tým, akorát nejsme spolu tak dlouho, aby jsme, ale chceme se zlepšovat každý zápas. Pořád si to říkáme, dneska nám ten začátek nevyšel, ale ty 2 třetiny nebyly od nás vůbec špatné a máme na čem pracovat a od čeho se odrazit.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
Počkej, já ti pak řeknu, co chtěl udělat Roubeková.
Kunde z čeho máš taky?
Hej, dobrý.
Budeš punky. Kunde jste alkohol z tohle.
Hej, kdo ti za mnou přišel? Pojď, dáme na to zelenou. A já říkám, jasně, ještě fousky mi namaluj, vole, piče.